Alright, let's do this. Hello, and welcome to episode 92 of the Knitting Annihilator podcast. I am Akira, your friendly neighborhood knitter, and I'm coming to you today from my fabulous home in Adamsville, Alabama, where I live with my sexy, gorgeous husband and my two sons, Aiden, who is 4 and will be 5 literally next week, and Ethan, who is 3. If you are a returning viewer, hey girl, hey, and if you are a new viewer, welcome. I hope you like what you see. We are doing over on this channel blogs, podcasts, reviews, and anything else that tickles my fancy. So welcome. Today is Sunday, January 22nd of 2023. First podcast of the year. Today is the Lunar New Year, so happy Lunar New Year. I'm using this as an excuse to say that my year started today, so I can actually start hitting goals. Period. How are you? How have your first 22 days? I'm going to say 23 because my goal is to put this up on the 23rd. So how have your 23 days been going? You know? I hope they're doing well. It is almost 3 o'clock, 2:52 in the evening. My babies are with their grandma and my husband went to work. So I am going to steal this time to share with you what I've been working on. The only admin thing that I have is that I am running a knit along. It is the Happy Needles Mal 2022 or 2023. I'll put it on the screen. And it is where we free our needles, clean our needles off for this new year. And Lunar New Year, I learned from ABC Mouse with my kids that it could last up to 15 days. So it could be a new year for like 15 days. So you have more than enough time to clean off your needles for the new year of 2023. The only rules are that the whips have to be 2022 or older, and that's it. It can be any make you want to do, whether that's knit, crochet, all that stuff. So yeah. That's the only admin thing I have. I guess also admin, I could tell you some other videos that I've made. So I did a review on the Addy Click Rockets. You can see that there. And also another video that I did was a Let's Knit Together, and we'll talk about that later, but I will put the eye right there with that video if you want to go check that out. Okay, enough with the free advertising of myself. Let's get into it. You can find me on Instagram as knitting_annihilator_. That is where I am most active. And the show notes for this episode, along with all the other episodes, are in the show notes down below. If you see a little description of what's going on, and then there's something that says more, you hit the more, and that shows you everything down underneath, in case you need to know that, because YouTube changes things. Yeah, I think that's it. So let's get started. I'm just excited to talk to you guys. And it's a little weird being home by myself. I'm just like, so I'm a little jittery. Sorry. Stay-at-home mom can't handle being by herself. Anyway, I have 2 victories for you this podcast. Two victories, which are finished objects. 2 battles, which are whips, because we are superheroes and knitting is our superpower, and we fight crime of anxiety or crime of whatever stresses us out with knitting. So that's why they're battles that we're fighting. So 2 battles, a little bit of kryptonite, and some strategies or things that I want to knit in the future. So, let's get started. We'll talk about them in order. So, I finished my All That Tea by ShanaKay, Salmon of ShanaKay Designs. I will pop everything right here on the screen to let you know all the details, as well as say them out loud, because maybe, you know, some people are impaired, whether that's seeing or hearing, so I want to make sure to give you all the information that I can. So, this is a paid for fingering weight pattern that I knit along with my wonderful friend Kalisha of the Quirky Monday Craft Cast, who you should totally check out because she is so talented. And this was our knit along for meeting each other in person for the first time, which was a magical time, and I can't wait for us to meet each other in person again. But not meet, but like hang out. Paid for fingering weight pattern, 2 colors if you want to, but it's up to you, boo. Knitting and the pattern is just a suggestion. You do what you want to do, sis. So I did mine in Emma's Yarns. This colorway is It's Hard Being Green. I guess I can take it out the yarn condom now. So I had 2 skeins of my body color, and I used 1 whole one, and this is what I have left of the second one. You know what? Maybe I'll leave it in the yarn condom, because then it can become a Musselburgh later. Maybe when I do my great scrap down at the end of the year. That's something else to talk about later. Still working out the course of that. And then this green right here was called Legal Tender. I knit the second size, which was the 36-inch bust. I think that's the second size. Whichever was 36 inches. I'm passionate. It's either the second or the third. But again, all that would have been on the screen already. And I look super cute in it. I just didn't want to wear it today because like I'm in like a really cozy mood. As you can see, I have a hat on. I have like a big sweater on. Like I was just feeling cozy. So that's the only reason why I don't have it on. And also I don't have it on because every time I put it on, all I want to do is just go, oh, that love. And I didn't want to do that for y'all the entire time. So I just didn't put it on. It fits beautifully. It's a crop top, but Kalisha didn't knit hers cropped, so you don't have to knit yours cropped. Again, do you boo-boo. But I crop mine, and I love it. I wear it with high-waisted jeans, a little cardigan, and I'd be cute. I loved this. This was so fun to knit with Kalisha. As much as I'm not going to say we hated the knit, but just like the great length of casting on those many stitches, and it's bottom up. When you're experienced and you know that you really enjoy a good top down things out of your comfort zone can feel like you hate it. But I would knit another one of these. I think this is a very good layering piece, like this on top with a cardigan, or put this on top of like a little dress with a cardigan. So I do see more of these in my future, just because this year I don't have any yearly goals per se, but I know this year I want to do more shirts, t-shirts, things to put up under the things that I've already made, because all I put up under them are like regular t-shirts, and I'm like, you can make a t-shirt. So this was a good stepping stone in that direction. Absolutely loved it. Thought it was beautiful. And this yarn was beautiful to work with. It was do I have the tag? Period. 100% superwash merino. I haven't blocked it yet, so I'm sure if I just wanted to block it, maybe let it grow a little more and like pull this out and have it more like flowy, I could do that. Side. I could block it a little bit, but I haven't blocked it yet, so we'll see what happens. But yeah. FO number 1. FO number 2 is very unexpected, but I did it, and here we are. So, FO number 2 is this bad boy right here. So I received a DM from my beautiful friend April Terry of April T on YouTube and smiles_hard on Instagram. And she goes, Kira, I wrote my first pattern. Can you test it for me? I was like, I don't know. And then she said it's super chunky. I knit it in a day. Boom. Okay. Because I don't need things taking away from other things that I'm doing. But when she said it was super quick, she knit it in a day, super chunky, I said sure. So this is the Be Cozy Cowls by April Terry, coming out February the 1st. Everything is over there. It is a paid for, super chunky, or super bulky, because I think chunky and bulky are different. Are they different? I don't know. Super bulky yarn. And it is a cowl, as you can see, knitting around one piece, all that beautiful jazz. What else can I say about it? I knit mine on the recommended needle size, as well as that shirt. Didn't say that. Knit mine on the recommended needle size of a US 11, which is, I want to say, an 8mm. I'm guessing. I think it's a 7. A 7 or 8mm is what I'm gonna guess. Strong 7, because a 13 I think is a 9, so I think it's a 7mm needle. But a US 11, and yeah, I knit this in a day basically, because I did most of it the night before, and literally when I woke up the next morning, it took like maybe an hour to do the ribbing, and I was done. The yarn that I used, so as you can see, it's just chunky, big, bulky, just warm. The yarn that I used was Lion Brand Yarn Hometown in the colorway Chicago Charcoal. See, I did this in the other video too. There you go. And yeah, super quick. The only thing I don't like about this is that it's really fuzzy, and the fuzzies keep getting in my mouth, but that's the yarn's fault, not the pattern's fault or my knitting's fault. So yeah, maybe if I wash this, it'll go away. My obsession with acrylic has been absolutely insane, because me sitting here going, I'll just put it in the washing machine, is blowing my mind. So I keep saying it, and I'm just like, yeah, more acrylic, because I'm putting this in the washing machine. But anyway, super fun knit, super beautiful, extremely warm. I wore it out with my sister to take her maternity shoot pictures. If she allows me permission, I'm going to put one right here, because she's freaking gorgeous. I'm going to be an auntie. Anyway. So I wore it out there, and we went to the Botanical Gardens in Birmingham, Alabama, and it was chilly. It was chilly, and this held me for dear life. Absolutely wonderful. Loved it. So it was really fun, and I loved it, and I loved that it didn't take me that long. My specs on this is that I followed the pattern to a T for the ribbing, except for the bind off. I think you're supposed to bind off and pattern maybe, but I always do a stretchy bind off because I'm always scared that things won't fit over my head, and that's the only modification I made, that I did a stretchy bind off, which is probably why it kind of like that, but I don't mind that. I think I want to do another one with this yarn, since I have it. Do another one ribbed and just see how that goes, because it comes in 2 ways. You got a stockinette, and ribbed, and then all ribbed. I just didn't know if I really wanted to knit one per one for that long. But maybe. We'll see. I am not myself. I am learning that. I'm knitting chunky things. I'm knitting bottom-up sweaters. I want to knit a chunky sweater again, even though I was like about it last time. Like, who am I? I don't know. So I'm gonna put these right here. That's kind of like my scraps are up there, but kind of like scraps that I could use are down here, so I'm gonna just shove those right there. This will go right here. All right, so now we can get a little closer. Hi. So that is everything that I made. So I'm going to go take a sip of water, come back, and we will talk about whips. Okay, I am back. Heard a noise. Of course, I'm paranoid. I'm okay. But I went and got the water, took a sip, we're back. So I have 2 battles, two whips that I'm sharing with you. They are both the same thing, just in different colors. So let's talk about them. So living in my little bag from Crafties, maybe? Sorry. From Crafties. My brother and my mom got me one of these for Christmas. My mom got it for me for Christmas last year. My brother got it for me this year, so I have two of these. But they're really sturdy, really handy. Several pockets. I believe he got it off the Amazon if you want to look. So living in here is my After Storm Cardigan number 2 by Kelly Fowler. I'll put everything on the screen of what I am using. It is a paid for sport weight, but I am using DK weight pattern. It's a cardigan, knit in one piece, seamless. And I don't believe she watches, but I am making me and my auntie kind of like matching ones. So I will show you how far I am on hers. And then I'll show you mine. They both have the same specs. I am knitting the second size. I'm going to tell you what deliciousness I did on this sleeve, because of course I didn't follow the pattern because I'm crazy. And I really tried to follow the pattern this time and I still didn't. I don't know what's wrong with me in sleeves when it comes to that. But I followed the pattern on a body perfectly. But something about sleeves, I don't get it. I think the issue is, for me personally, I don't like, someone described it as like sausage link sleeves that squeeze you real tight. You have all these decreases going down. I don't like that. I love a good loose right here, and then that cuff's got a hug because it's got to go around my hands. So that's what I did here. Absolutely delicious. And because I did this, I can tell you what I did. So let me show you how far I am. This week, or kind of like last week, I told myself I'm just going to finish my aunties hopefully by the end of the month, and then February or March I will selfish knit for myself. So here is where I am. We know that I am a sleeves first, body second type girl. I'm tangled, sorry. Okay. Boom. Here we are. Look at how delicious this cuff is. Look how beautiful that is. Mwah. Chef's kiss of how beautiful this sleeve is. I absolutely adore it. And I love, so we know me. We know once I start knitting something as a gift, I'm like, man, I want to keep that. But my aunt is the one who took my sister's maternity pictures, and they came out great, and watching my auntie smile because she's been through a lot, and just seeing her in her moment, I was like, I have to give this to her. So I can't keep it. So I'm doing a good job with knitting with intentions to give it away. I'm doing good, guys. So let me tell you about the yarn. The yarn is Knit Picks Swish DK in the colorway Dusk. I don't know if you'll be able to read that. Yeah, you can. Come on, camera, period. And my stripes are Legacy Fiber Arts in the colorway Pop Fizzle. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Pop Fizzle. And that is 75/25, and this is 100% superwash. I wonder if that's gonna have something to do. I mix bases all the time. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I mix bases all the time, don't even know it, and my finished products are gorgeous. So that don't be bothering me. I just don't mix weights. I don't like the way that looks, because I know that's a no-no. But fiber blends and different concoctions, I don't mind it. So let me tell you what I did on this beautiful sleeve. I picked up 94 stitches. Then I did one decrease round because I was like, well, one decrease repeat because I was like, okay, I'm going to try to follow the pattern. I'm going to do the repeats. And then I tried it on literally just with like maybe like 5 rows and the, you know, the body, and I was like, we're not doing that. So I only did 1 decrease repeat, and then I did enough of the repeats to do these stripes. Yeah, okay, I'm showing you the right side. I was like, I just didn't want you to see my job. Okay, I did enough repeats to do these stripes, and then down here I did a decrease row, then a knit row, then a decrease row. So that way it's like a sudden decrease, but not too sloppy. And then I did 30 rows of ribbing, and that's what gave me this beautiful rib. Ooh, my ribbon looks good in that camera. Come on, tension. Like I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so absolutely beautiful. And I have started the second sleeve, which I hope to... Y'all want to hear the crazy stuff I be saying? Yeah, I'm gonna knit that sleeve in a day. So I've started the second sleeve, and that's where I'm at. I am knitting this on my Haya Sharps, and the sleeves are knit on my Chiaogu Shorties. The needle I'm using is the recommended needle size of a US 4, which is a 3.5 millimeter needle. And I think I go down to a 3 for the ribbing, which is a 3 millimeter? Or is it 3.25? Maybe it's 3.25 millimeter. I want to be right so bad, y'all. I should just learn and stop doing that. But yes, I'm using that. And then my stitch markers. So here is Shaggy. And here is Scooby. And then Princess Tiana is down here. And all 3 of those are from Ubebe Beads, which I will be pronouncing correctly from here on out. And then I have this one that is a star, but it's the colors of candy corn, which is my favorite candy in the world. Fight me. Anyway, I want to say this one's from Clay. Nope. No. I have no idea. I'll have to look that up for you guys and put it on the screen. I have no idea where I got that from. Because I also got a waffle. I want to say it's Clay Nation. Clay Cannon. But maybe it's someone else. Oh, that's going to irk me. But we'll figure it out, girl. It's okay. So yeah. So I'm working on this. This is like what I'm actively... This week I have dedicated monogamous knitting to this project. And then for myself, I'll finish later. Because if this is done, my goal is to give it to my auntie for her birthday. And her birthday's in April. And so I'm like, man, I'm going to have that done way before then. I can let it block for however long I want it to block. And then get, like, you know, how your button band be acting crazy. I can get that situated, and all that stuff will be done by her birthday. And I love that. And it can just sit and dry and lay there till its heart's content. I can stare at it and be like, oh, I don't want you to go, but you gotta go. Because I did such a great job. I'm not as vain as I'm making it seem. I'm actually really shy and I think I'm trash. Alright, so that is After the Storm cardigan number 2. This is After the Storm cardigan number 3. I actually cast it, that's how I cast it on. So this is my second time casting it on, this is my third time casting it on. So mine is the reverse of my auntie's. Again, same pattern. Everything is the same from when I had it up there. Girl, no, I'm not in the middle of a row. Oh, we're going to have to fix that. Okay, well, hold on. We're going to have to fix that. I don't like none of that. So I guess I'll talk about something. So, I am knitting these on my new, this sweater I'm knitting on my new Addy Clicks. Like I said, it's the interchangeable set, and I did do a review on them, and it's been so far so good, you know. I think new needles, you know, they always need their own test run, you know. So these rows are kind of long. I don't know if I'm gonna keep talking to y'all the whole time. I'm not gonna lie. So I am using the Fizzle Pop by Legacy Fiber Arts as my main color, and the Knit Picks Dust as my stripes. And at first I really thought, I was like, I don't think I'm going to like the one stripe thing, because it's a little thin. I'm used to doing, you know, at least 4 rows of striping or something like that. But, you know, just this thin little stripe is actually nice. It's just like a cute little design element, and I love it. So I have been enjoying that. And it's been nice because, like, you can really see how you're kind of saving yarn for another project. So my goal, kind of, is I think I want to knit my auntie a shirt to go up under her cardigan. If I can't knit us both one. But at least knit her a shirt to go under her cardigan. And she'll have like a set. I'm just in love with sets. Like a shirt and a skirt. A cardigan and a shirt. Maybe a shirt and a hat. Like with my all that tea and then the leftover yarn. Oh, that sounds great. A shirt and a hat. Or maybe like an outfit and a hat. We'll see. My mind's going now. See? Because that's how fun doing sets are. You know? Yeah. This is probably going to take a while. So I'll come back when I'm at the end of the row. So just sit tight. Okay, y'all. I'm back. In the midst of trying to finish the row, I done shared something crazy on Instagram that I didn't mean to share. Talking about my new partner and stuff. I ain't got no new partner. I'm with the same man for 10 years. And I ain't going nowhere. So I had to fix it. Whew, my nerves are bad. This is why I'm gonna be home by myself, y'all. Obviously. Okay. Here we go. So this is my sweater. And this is how far I am on it. I got each one to the same place. So I split for the sleeves, and then I was gonna pick up one sleeve on one, pick up one sleeve on the other, kind of do that. But then I was like, nah, I just want to get my aunties done first. So this is where I am. This is how beautiful the yarn is. And then on this one, I have Velma and Daphne from Ubebe Beads. And then here, oh, here it is. This one and this one. There you go. There you go. Those two are from Whitney Marie Anderson. Come back. Thank you. Are from Whitney Marie Anderson. Yeah. I think I told you I'm knitting these on my Addy interchangeable set. And that's really all I can say about it, because there's not really a lot of progress. It's not as exciting as my auntie's. So this project is living in my Naughty Knitting Sacks bag. If you use the code SUPERKNITTER15, you'll get 15% off. This is why it is naughty. You may want to hide from your children. But yeah, so let's get into Strategies Kryptonite, because they're all kind of the same thing. My Ghibli gonna keep okay. So my strategy is to finish my aunt's cardigan, right? And then in the month of February, I'm going to try to clean off some needles. So I have this languishing project here, which is my Akira shawl by Tamy Gore. I'll just give you a brief look at it. So, this is the Tamy Gore shawl, the Akira. And at first I was like, I'm gonna rip it out. But then I was like, I wouldn't know what else to do with this yarn, because I specifically bought it to make a pattern knitting along with my sister who started out knitting. So I'm gonna have to keep going because there's nothing else to do. So I'm gonna try to finish this shawl. I just haven't been in the mood for shawls. I've just been so into building my wardrobe and sets and dresses and all those things, so a shawl has not been in my eyesight. This yarn is Unlikely Fox Fibers. It was her collaboration with Whitney Marie Anderson in a Steven Universe monthly yarn club, and it was a yarn and charm club. Whitney Marie Anderson made a little garnet. So that's the reason my sister bought the pattern. This is living in a Fates thread bag, which is my Schitt's Creek bag. And maybe I'll watch Schitt's Creek while I make this to make me feel good. Because I also have a Schitt's Creek yarn condom from Lila Styles. There you go. And a Pop-Off Girl. So I think I'm going to pull this out in February to clean off my needles, knit along with you guys that are also cleaning off needles. Along with this. So these two are going to go together. So what I'm going to do is leave these two back here, focus on my aunties. Also in February, it is Black History Month, and the African American designer that I want to showcase is my boy Willie of Willie Nilly Knits. He has this pattern called Nostalgia Decay, and it is one of those thick brims, so that way your top part's kind of like pointing up. He likes to describe it as one of the beanies you would get out of the corner store or the liquor store, or you know, the gas station or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I love that. So this is the yarn I'm going to use for it. It is Hue Loco yarns in the colorway Laurel. I have 2 skeins of this. I did intend for it to be a hat. I just never knew what hat I was going to make, but I am going to make Willie's pattern. This yarn was dedicated to her best friend that passed away, and me and Willie are really good homies, so I just thought that would be a great pattern. Knit his pattern with yarn that represents friendship, and I thought that was sweet, you know, bleh. Throw up because I'm so soft. So that is my plan for February. So really only one new cast on in February, which is that. What other kryptonite do I have? Okay, we can talk about those because I want to save Willie's for last. Other kryptonite that I have, I played bingo with the boys over at the Fiber Hustle, and I won. Me and my sister won, I'll say, because my sister is my bingo partner. Every time I play bingo with the Fiber Hustle, she is always there, my second eyes, just in case I miss anything. So I won this skein of yarn. It is called Lonesome Pine Yarn Works. It is handmade with love. The colorway is Sand and Sea. It is 75-25 superwash merino, 25% nylon, fingering weight, 100 grams for 463 yards. So that's what it looks like. Definitely giving sea and sand. And because my sister was with me, I'm going to make her probably a Musselburgh out of it. Yeah, I'm going to make her a Musselburgh and give it to her whenever. Maybe her birthday. Maybe I'll be in the mood to knit a Musselburgh. Not that I'm not in the mood. I could easily cast a Musselburgh on right now. But January, February, I'm pretty focused because March is definitely strategy heavy. So, yeah. There is that. Put this... I'm going to put it right here. So, yeah. So, speaking of strategy heavy, we can go here. I am trying to make a Little Mermaid inspired outfit for when the premiere of the new Little Mermaid comes out. It is the live action movie with Halle Bailey from the duo Chloe and Halle. They are sisters, and she is African American, so now our Ariel is going to be African American, and it has stirred up the pot and done all the things. So I was like, well, let's stir it up even more. I'm just going to make a Little Mermaid inspired outfit. And yeah, so I think I have to go get the other part to show you. I will. 30 seconds, guys. Just talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I am back. So, the way I want to do it is I want to base the outfit off of Ariel in her mermaid form. So, purple shells, and then the fin, whatever color the fin is, and the hair, right? Okay, so we'll talk about the kryptonite first, then I can show you everything. So the fin color was so hard to find because it's so different, and I only found something that I hope is like the closest that it can be to the color. So I found this. On camera it looks pretty decent. So this is Knit Picks Swish DK in the colorway Marina, which I think makes sense because at this point we oh, I thought my phone was ringing. I think it makes sense because Marina, doesn't that mean like water or something? Doesn't that have something to do with water? So yeah. So this is going to be a dress, and then on top of the dress I have these minis. These minis and this full skein. This mini skein set came to me from a beautiful, beautiful viewer of my podcast who also found me on Ravelry, and she reached out to me one Christmas. It's been like a couple Christmases ago. And she was like, can I send you something? And I was like, sure. And she sent me this beautiful purple. Try to make sure you can see all the colors. Let me try to put it in order. There we go. This beautiful purple fade of mini skeins. And they were Leading in Fiber Arts. And I've never worked with their yarn before. And then I found this in my stash. It is the Naughty Buffalo in the colorway R&D. And it's like a, kind of looks gray on the camera, but it is like a lavender color. And that's going to be a Stripey Turtle Tank by Emily Curtis. I feel like I'm right. I'm going to put it right here. But that's what this is going to be. And it's living in a bag. My first ever bag that Carlisha ever made for me. And I call this my family project because my family always helps me. Well, not always helps me, but I do ask their opinion about certain color choices and things like that. And Carlisha is my friend in the, well, not my best friend in the whole wide world because I have so many. No, not so many. But she's a wonderful friend to me. And then my sister got me these stitch markers for a Christmas. So I'm going to use those while I make this. So it's just a cute little sentimental project in a purple bag. So, and then I'm on the fence of what dress I want this to be. I thought I wanted it to be this one dress, but now I'm thinking that it may be too busy for what I've got going on. So I don't know yet. But we'll see. We will see. So yeah, so that's kryptonite there. Alright, so let's talk about this, the big boy here. So, Willie of Willy Nilly Knits, he was just selling some stuff. And he sent me this skein of yarn, I think like a year or so ago. It is called Malise, I think. So there's his logo there. He doesn't dye yarn anymore. But he sent me this color. Absolutely loved it. But it was one skein, and I was like, I could make a top, or I could get more and make something bigger. A dress, of course, I was thinking. So he had 2 more in his shop. So now I have 3 of these. And they're so big because they have 600 yards in them. And this is a 80-20 merino and silk. So this is what I have. Absolutely stunning. Hope if this is a thumbnail. Maybe, I don't know. So yeah, so he sent me this and he was like, okay, well, I'm going to send it along with some goodies. And I was like, okay, you know, you don't have to do the goodie thing. And, you know, but he's like, you know, you're my day one and I got to take care of you. And I'm like, okay. But I'm just happy to be here, you know. So, this mug that is holding my water. So it's got his logo right here, and then let him know we out here right there. Beautiful mug. I've been using it a lot. Tumbler, whatever. But I've been using this a lot. Using it so much, but there's more in this box. So then Willie sent me this color. It's called Glow in the Dark. And it is also 600 yards, 80/20 merino and silk. So I could probably get like a Musselburgh extra large out of this. So they sent me that. I don't know where to put her. Right there. Alright, and then he sent me some Knit Picks Hawthorne, which I've never worked with before. But really beautiful colors. So this one's called Hayden. And then this one is called Mississippi. So just really pretty yarns. So like this is giving me sunset. This is giving me peacock. Love it. And then he also sent me some yarn that I've never worked with before. And it's some scraps. And it's from Gallard Yarn. I think he said it's like alpaca. I thought it smelled like something. I don't know. Everybody be saying alpaca smells some type of way. So it's, yeah, it's alpaca. And this is like a white color. Kind of getting blown out, but that's white. And then he sent me like this purple color, because we all know I love a good purple. I don't know if he sent these specific colors on purpose. My dad's favorite color is green. So this is like me in like 3 little balls. So he sent that over to me. And I'm just grateful. I'll just put everything right here. So yeah, I can just box away now. So yeah, I think that's everything, I think. Yep. Haven't bought anything else. Or maybe there's some things on the way, you never know. So, thank you so much for watching. Not sure how long this is. Let's go ahead and let Instagram know that we are filming. Say hello, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you like what you saw. If you did enjoy today's podcast, I do hope you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know the next time that I post. I hope you had the most amazing time living the craftiest life possible. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.